The moon seems to dance because ripples disturb the tranquil surface of a lake. You've seen that, where you're just at night, it's cool and beautiful and there's no wind, and the reflection, you can see the moon, and then a little breeze comes up and the moon starts to move. It starts to hop around on the surface of the lake. Right? Similarly, it's a metaphor. It's just a metaphor. Similarly, ideas of action and enjoyment are thought to be the self. Thought to be the self, or belong to the self. Come on, Kamdev, come. Just careful, don't hit that.
They're asking questions about you.
Oh, yeah. Good. Okay. It says, similarly, ideas of action and enjoyment are thought to belong to the self, or be the selves. What does that mean? That means there's only one I. Now remember this. We don't say there's two I's. If this is a non-dual reality, there's only one I. There's not an ego I and a higher I, or a big I, or the real I.
Did you say there's an apparent ego I?
Yeah, we could say there is an apparent ego I. That's correct. There's not a real I. But we think it's real because we don't know it's apparent. And therefore, the self, which can't act or do, seems to be doing and acting and enjoying. This is why you say, isn't it? If you say I'm doing, then you got the wrong self, or you got the wrong notion of the self. If you say I am doing this, or I did this, or I am going to do this, you don't understand who you are. What are you doing? You're confusing yourself with the reflection of the self. This is all reflected awareness. From Maya on down is reflected awareness. You're confusing yourself with the reflection in your mind. It's just a small confusion. It says ideas of action and enjoyment. There's a teaching behind these words, action and enjoyment. The doer, the apparent doer, does actions for what reason? To enjoy. Nobody does actions selflessly. This whole notion of selfless.
They enjoy.
This whole notion that you can do selfless actions is completely bogus. Nobody does selfless actions, because if any action's being done, it's all being done by the self, for the sake of the self. If we're saying, if any action's being done. So there's no such thing as selfless actions. If it makes you feel good to think you're doing selfless actions, then you're doing selfless actions to make yourself feel good.
That's referring to egoless action when people say so.
Yeah, that's referring to egoless action. There is no such thing as an egoless action. If there is an ego, the ego is doing it for old number one. And the ego is going to keep doing it for old number one as long as he's there. And there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, that's so unspiritual. I have to get rid of my ego, don't I? So I can be actionless. That's what they tell him. That's what the big teaching out there, this is the passing for wisdom, is, oh, you've got to get rid of your ego. You've got to get rid of the doer. You're not the doer. How? Oh, I'm not. Oh, that's. Oh, how do I do that? Well, the fact is that the doer, who you're talking to, is the last person in the world that's going to get rid of the doer, isn't it? Huh? The ego only does things because there's a benefit involved in it. Huh? He wants to enjoy. There's no enjoyment for that doer if what? He's not there to enjoy. So is he going to stop doing to what? Avoid enjoying? He's not. And avoid enjoying? He's not going to do it. See, you can just think about it. I mean, that whole teaching is nonsense. And here I am, like struggling away, frustrating myself, unnecessarily trying to get rid of my ego because some guru told me that my ego is standing in the way of myself.
But didn't you say that Rajas and Tamas stand in the way of the self? So
Apparently stand in the way of the self. Apparently, yes, I did.
So on some level, you need to...
Well, as long as you take yourself to be an ego, then they do stand in the way. But we're talking about why I'm taking myself to be an ego. Why am I taking myself to be a reflection of myself in my mind, right? When I could take myself to be myself, if I know what myself is and where to look. Or to know that the one who's looking is the self. He said you can solve this whole ego problem by self-knowledge. Then if there is an ego, the ego is fine. Let it do what it does. Let it enjoy and suffer according to its karma. What does it have to do with me? It's just a reflection of me in this apparent reality.